Born in 1133, Henry II was the son of the Empress Matilda and Geoffrey of Anjou. Now, he grew up amongst the civil war that was between probably the rightful monarch, his mother Matilda, and the current King Stephen, or Stefan, however you want to pronounce that one. During his teens, he gained a lot of military experience while his parents were fighting for his rights, and he became the Duke of Normandy and the Count of Anjou. He gradually consolidated his lands, and then by marrying Eleanor of Aquitaine in 1152, that gave him even more land to play with. Stephen died in 1154, and Henry II comes to the throne without any opposition. Now, after all the civil war and years of chaos, he worked tirelessly to restore authority and order, and he travelled throughout all his different territories doing so. And he was so persistent and passionate about this that it said his contemporaries found it admirable, but also quite intimidating. And despite his achievements, he's best known for his conflict with Thomas Becket. Now, Thomas Becket was his chancellor. He'd risen to be an archbishop, and they had real tensions between them about the bounds of ecclesiastic power, so how much power the church should have. Now, Henry II famously has an outburst that leads to the murder of Thomas Becket. So he shouts out, "Who let their lord be treated with such shameful disrespect?" This has later been kind of mythologized, him shouting out, "Who will help me be rid of this priest?" Anyway, 4 knights then go off to the cathedral and murder Thomas Becket. This murder of an archbishop filled Europe with horror and really did upset the Pope, and this forced Henry to sort of an act of public penance and to paying a lot of money. His later years were dominated by rebellion within his own family. His wife and his sons were very much trying to rebel against him. These revolts, as you could expect, eventually eroded his confidence and his authority. Now, he had 4 sons. 2 of those died, Henry and Geoffrey. This leaves Richard and John. Now, Richard, who is the next in line for the throne, he aligns himself with the King of France, and together they force Henry to submit to some quite harsh terms. And Henry eventually dies in 1189, leaving the throne to his son Richard, now Richard I, but leaving him quite an unstable empire to deal with. So join me tomorrow and we'll see how Richard I got on.